Hello everyone, welcome to another video on Slow and Steady. Today we're looking at daily race B at Laguna Seca, and this race was probably the strongest lobby that I've ever raced against, filled with either A-level DR or A+. And so I was pretty nervous going into this one. I put in decent qualifying lap time, I think in the top 100 in EMEA, which I was really pleased with, and that got me starting position of third. But obviously I was still a bit nervous about who was behind me and who could potentially come up and put pressure on me. So in the early stages I was just trying to feel my way around the circuit at this point and gain some confidence. But going a bit wide into this turn, still, not quite able to relax into it at this point in time. And I suppose I was feeling the pressure from SCH Ace behind me. As you can see in the top right hand corner, he was really putting pressure on me. So, up close within 1/10 of a second, and right on my tail. And I wasn't catching the two guys ahead of me, so they were clearly going very, very fast as well. So yeah, at this point in time I'm just desperately trying to get some consistency in my driving, whilst a very good driver is clearly right all over the back of me. Cloudy Nars made a mistake through the corkscrew. He must have cut the corner a little bit, so he's got a 0.5 second penalty. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, right, I just need to get as close as I possibly can. If I can take advantage of his penalty, that would be great, because second place in a race like this will get me a bunch of points and help me move towards my next goal, which is becoming an A+ driver. So at this point I'm just trying to get my braking points right, allow myself to ease up to the back of him if possible, but he's all over the back of Alba there. So right now, as you can see, it's all very, very tight up at the top, high quality racing so far. And Ace behind me is, I think, starting to get a little bit frustrated by being behind me. I wasn't quite close enough, unfortunately, there in the early stages of that lap. Even though Cloudy Nar had that penalty, he was still able to maintain the position, so that was quite disappointing. He did a good job, obviously, of maintaining the gap in that first section of the track. So I'm just 2.5 tenths behind him at this point, and I'm doing okay. I'm up close behind him, but he's already proven himself to be faster than me in around the lap. So I'm just doing my best to try and keep up with him here, and it's all incredibly tight. Myself, Cloudy Nar, and Cloudy Nar's gone wide. So I'm going to try and put a bit of pressure on him, but he's defended the inside and he's quite slow through that corner, so he's backed us up even more. 4 of us within half a second here, and SCH Ace is right up behind me, and so I'm going to split to a different view here with SCH Ace view on the left and my view on the right. Ace is going to brake late, go for the inside. I didn't quite realise he was coming, unfortunately, and he's tapped me on the side and then gone through. Hard, potentially fair. I'll let you guys decide. You tell me whether you think that was hard but fair. So right now, as you can probably tell from being right up behind him, I'm a little bit frustrated that I've been tapped out of the way, and I'm thinking about, can I make a move on him, try and get that place back. I know he's quick because he's been putting me under a lot of pressure. There's no one behind us who's going to put pressure on us now, so I just need to focus on these guys ahead to see if I can get back up. So lap 3 of 5, and 0.3 of a second behind Ace here, and he's trying to get away from me. But he's cut that corner, so he's going to get a 0.5 second penalty, which is fantastic news for us. It means we've got a chance of getting the place back. So once again, I just need to try and get as close as I possibly can going into the place where he'll serve the penalty time. So yeah, just trying to keep this as smooth as possible in this car. trying not to understeer wide on acceleration and things like that, try and get in the slipstream and get as close as I possibly can. I'm not going to make any moves on him before the penalty zone. I'm just going to try and get as close as I possibly can because he is a good driver. And looking at his profile on Kudos Prime, he had 70,000 points at this point in time, so he was a really high rated A+ driver. So I know that looking back on this, it was right just to let him get on with it. Oh, we've both almost lost the back end on that corner. So he's going to serve his penalty. I'm going to go around the outside. He's gone to the inside to defend, and the penalty was just enough for him not to be able to defend the position. So now my opportunity to try and maintain this place, only 1.5 laps left. Just got to maintain this gap if I can, make sure I don't make any mistakes and give him any opportunities to get past. Cloudy Nar's completely out of the question now. I've gone wide, I'm not braked enough, and I am definitely going to get a penalty for that, which is an incredibly silly mistake considering there's only 1 lap left and I'm going to have to serve this penalty before the end of the race. So he's about a half a second behind. I've got this half-second penalty. Cloudy Nar's completely out of the question, so the best I can hope for here is 3rd or 4th. So right now I'm trying to break the toe, trying to make sure that he can't get as close to me as possible for the penalty. He's still gaining on me nonetheless, so it's going to be incredibly difficult. I've got to try and take these next few corners as quickly as I possibly can, try and brake as late as I can, get on the pedal as soon as I can. Almost got half a second gap on him, but can't quite get far enough away at the moment. I think it's going to be incredibly tight when the penalty's been served. So 0.4 of a second. Oh, he's run a bit wide. What's going to happen? I've stayed out to the right here, which I think was probably a bad decision because he's got the inside turn. Gave me another little tap there, and he's now got the place. So half a lap remaining. I'm obviously feeling a bit annoyed at this point in time that I've potentially given this position away, so I'm thinking, can I have a go here? I'm going to go on late on the brakes, see what I can do. And I've managed to get the braking sorted, but he's turned in tight for that corner, and I've had no choice but to make contact. Just showing the replay here. I feel like I put my car in a decent position not to make contact with him there, but he's turned in on me. And watching the replay of his actions, he definitely turned in earlier than he did on the previous lap when I wasn't trying to take the position. But unfortunately we've come together, and I feel like he's given me a couple of taps, I've given him a tap, and I suppose it's what I consider to be hard but fair racing, but I'd really appreciate your thoughts on the matter. Ultimately he's had another tap from Voito, and he's ended up finishing 5th, which obviously I'm not pleased for him for that, but I don't think that was so much down to me. But I really appreciate your thoughts on that. Was that hard but fair? Was I at fault? Was he a bit aggressive? Or was that just racing? Anyway, clearly he wasn't too happy with the actions of Voito or myself, because afterwards he said something in the chat, and I'm not sure what that means. I'm wondering if it's something in Czech, but he says "blee" in the comments, and I really don't know what that means. But clearly he's not very happy with me and Voito, but I felt it was quite a fair race between the two of us until that point. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the race, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the picture-in-picture. I'd appreciate your thoughts on that style of video, and whether you think it's worth continuing to do that or not. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and see you in the next video.